What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another public video for the new biology clinic. And as we're going into the new year, I mean, this pertains to any time of the year, but as we go into new year for motivation, inspiration, one of the things that, is always fascinating to me, and I think many of us, is when we watch people do feats of strength or endurance or anything that you'll hear people tend to say, this is impossible, or this is in ways, defying physics, defying science, the laws of nature. And whether or not they say it exactly like that, there's a lot of this like undertow of this sense of like this shouldn't be possible. And I bring this up because it's always going, okay, these are many people who are human beings with these capabilities that is defying something that, again, we just can't perceive because it's never been something that maybe we've experienced in this reality. And an example of that is people breaking the 4 minute mile. And you hear all about it. That's one that's pretty common, where somebody has been able to go faster than 4 minutes in the mile on foot. And then once that happens, people go, wait, that's possible? And then with that, you now see multiple people, maybe not a crazy amount, but you see a lot more people breaking the 4 minute mile. There are free divers who are going well beyond the depths of any human that we've ever been able to encounter. And you're seeing these records being broken, and you're going, how are you able to go so deep on one breath? And then you start to see people being able to do healing that doesn't require things that we might assume in our modern day, where most people might see as I need a medical intervention or something. They're doing it without all this, right? So I bring this up to you because what is the saying? What is the underlying consistency? What is the maintaining factor? What is the independent variable throughout this? Right, is that they're all human beings, or we're all living beings. So then it begs the question, do we all have this capacity within us? Do we all have this capability to allow ourselves to go to this place? And I know many of you have heard this where it's going, well, if someone can do it, then we should all be able to do it. But there's a certain type of mindset that goes into this. And I say this not because I'm expecting all of you to now think I need to go run the 4 minute mile, sub 4 minute mile, or go dive down really deep, or go do these things. But when it comes to healing and it comes to our well-being, it takes a dedication. It takes a commitment to self. It takes you need to bet on yourself and know, I can do this. I'm going to do this. And that's where you start to shape the perception change, and then making the reality that you want visible, and they're living it in this realm, in this reality in which we're in, right? Because I've said this before and I'll say it again, when I'm looking at life, I always say if there's something I want or something that I desire in the sense of like things for my life and what I want to be and what I want to do, and willing to struggle to get there, I replay what that outcome looks like in my head over and over again. So by when I'm ready to start doing the action in my head, I already know I've done it. I've been there. I've created that outcome. And now this reality just needs to catch up. But it's not just me then doing like the book The Secret, where I'm just waiting, hoping, and wishing. It's going, no, here's the actions now that are taking place. The world will put pieces in place for us, for me to start going, oh, I should probably follow that piece of information, or this person who just came into my life out of nowhere. Well, it wasn't out of nowhere. You're creating that world. You're creating what you want. And if we aren't listening and paying attention and following it, we might miss it. Or we can go the opposite and not make any changes. And I say all this because it's going, you yourself can defy physics, right? You could defy these things. And I put this in quotation because if we keep defying physics, after a while, you're not defying it. You're just rediscovering, or you're discovering what else is capable. You're not defying anything. You're not going against something that is impossible. It just hasn't been seen before, or we haven't experienced it as a collective to this capacity. And once we do, now it's in this reality. Now we can start exploring it. So this is why don't cut yourself short. You could defy your own sense of what you think yourself is capable of or your limitations. And this is what training does. This is why training is so important, not exercise, but training, because we move with an intention, we move with a purpose, and then we start to hit those unknowns, those places where it's going, I didn't know I was capable of doing that. And I hear this all the time. When I work with people, they go, I didn't know I was capable of that. That was crazy to me, and they're in they're flabbergasted. They're just in awe that they just did something. And it could be anything from getting up and out of a chair without having knee pain. It could be as much as lifting a weight that they couldn't do, or being able to go on a walk with their grandkids or their family without any pain. Or it could be they ran a marathon. It doesn't matter. Every individual is different. But what we are doing when we train and we keep this intention, we keep this mindset is going, I am capable of more. Let me start to explore and discover what that is, or for some of us, rediscover and defy our own physics, defy our own path. And you have that within you. Now, why do we get inspired by, a lot of us get inspired by these stories of people doing these world records and these crazy, again, athletic feats? Is because one, it's beautiful to watch, it's entertaining, but you're watching somebody go into an unknown. When they go into the unknown, that's what storytelling is we're going to this unknown. We go into this dark cave where we're exploring for the first time. And that's the excitement, is going, you put yourself in those shoes. You're putting yourself in that person's experience of going, what could happen? What's going to happen? And we really don't know. We don't know the outcome. We can only assume, I really hope they make it, or I really hope this works out, because what if? Right? So that's why that what if can be so compelling and a positive, but it can also deter us, because we can start going down this path of, well, what if this? What if this? And now you start to worry. You're starting to get yourself away from it. So let's take that energy. If you're someone who likes watching those things, seeing that in other people, you like documentaries. This is where a lot of it is, right? You watch, try to start really taking that, defying the physics, defying the laws of science, or defying life in which your life is, and going, can I change that? Is this really me defying everything, or am I just going to be able to change that perception to, I'm going to rediscover, I'm going to discover what I'm capable of? Because where I am, I'm not going to let this be my limitation. I'm going to push past that. I'm going to listen to my body, have a better relationship with myself, so I can start having that perception change. Take the wins, right? You hear me say this all the time if you've been at the clinic, because once you start defying your own, limitations, the first thing everybody says is, what's next? What else can I do? And there's that excitement. I can see it in people where they go, I just did the impossible. Now let's see what else I can do. And I hope all you find that within yourself, whether it's through working with me at the clinic or on your own. So if you're someone who's just stumbling on this and you're not even in the clinic, great. But take this new year, take this time right now. Don't wait till the new year, but take the time right now. Getting you into the new year is a nice, beautiful catapult to go, how can I defy my own limitations? What do I need to do? I need to focus on perception change, really see myself, experience myself doing those things that I want to do. What does that look like? What does that feel like? Instead of focusing on necessarily just the pain, I understand it's there. Start getting that mindset change. Give yourself the permission to try. Whether or not it works the first time, just try. So start there. Take small steps. Take it slow. Be gentle with your body. Listen to your body. If you don't know what's being communicated, find somebody who can maybe help you. Again, it doesn't have to be me. It could be anybody. See who you trust. Do your due diligence. Be present. These are all the things that can really help you start being more in the body, being inward, and then taking that into, your day to day. Being more self-aware, not from like I'm worried what people think, but self-aware in regards to just being present. What does that feel like? What does that look like? And then from there, challenge yourself. Once you feel you're in control, you have that sense of relationship with body, start to see, can I challenge myself? Start small, build on it, right? It sometimes doesn't need to be over the top. It could be very subtle changes that makes a world of a difference. What is something you want? And ask yourself, do I really want this? Because if we set up goals that aren't ours, it's going to be very hard to achieve that goal. Or if we feel we set up goals that are way past where we are now, instead of looking at as stepping stones, it's going to be something that is very hard to achieve. These people who do these Olympic, very big feats, they dedicate their lives to it. It is something that they strive for every single day. They eat, breathe, sleep, drink that. And I'm not expecting everyone to do that. But understanding when you really dedicate yourself to something, what seems impossible isn't always impossible. And it's actually quite the opposite, you know? Awesome. All right. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed this. Hope you have a great rest of your month, great new year, great holidays. If you want to follow us and join us at newbiologyclinic.com, you can find me there. You can find all the webinars. You can find the classes. You can find one-on-ones if you'd like to do one-on-ones with me. All our practitioners, all our other enrichment services that we provide. So anything and everything you're looking for, you can find at newbiologyclinic.com. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye.